Yo, let me not lie, yeah, Fischl is probably one of the most controversial characters when it comes to trying to build. Because if you got 4 different creators in a room and you ask them what is the best build for Fischl, you will get 4 completely different answers. So I'm here to sort that out and tell you what you need to know. Let's go. Alright, what are you man saying? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have a Fischl build for you right now, okay? So I thought before she goes, you know, 1 day left for the spinner. I've done the build for all these other characters. I'll have like little pop-ups up here, so might as well just do Fischl since, you know, a few days left. So we're gonna get straight into the build, and let me just say, first of all, I'll have timestamps down in the description so you can just skip to whatever you want if you know you don't want to watch it through. If you do want to watch it through, then you know, greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel grow, helps the video get out there, helps me grow. Love the support. Smash the thumbs up, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You know, share it to your mates. If you know your mates have Fischl and the Fischl is trash, let them know. So we're gonna go over my build. We're gonna go over what you need for a support build, for a main DPS build, and obviously artifacts and all of that good stuff. And obviously, like I said, timestamps down below. You can see the showcase right now on the screen as you've been seeing for the past couple minutes. And team comps, it's really simple. Just try get like the elemental reactions. Have someone with cryo, maybe someone with animal for like sword damage and stuff. So this here is my Fischl right now, okay? She is level 70 out of 80. I've always said supports don't need to be anything higher than 70. I only have her with the ability to get up to 80 so that I can increase her talents, as I have with a lot of my other characters. She is almost 1600 attack with appalling crit rate, 11% with 160% crit damage. That's because my headpiece that I have on her, I don't have a crit rate headpiece for the set that I have. And then obviously 53% electro damage. All right, so the build, yes, weapons. If you have a faster weapon, slap it on her, you're good to go. It doesn't matter which one it is, you're good to go. Okay, if you want a support build, best in slot is stringless. Get an elemental mastery with an increase in your elemental skill and elemental burst, which only gets higher per refinement. But if you want to go complete free to play support, wind blue mode, easily. It's basically very similar to the stringless, except it's completely free to play. Plus, if you did get it in the event, you should probably have it at R5 as well, so even better. If you want to go main DPS, however, Rust is your best in slot, high base attack with the attack percentage substat. Very easy, very good, incredible damage output. But if you want to go free to play, complete free to play main DPS Fischl, then Prototype Crescent is your next option, because it's basically just Rust but complete free to play and just not as good passive. Then you obviously also have weapons like the Very Distant Hunt and the Black Cliff Bow, if I'm not mistaken, which increase crit rate and crit damage, which are also both very good options for any of the builds, whether support or main DPS. If you need crit rate or if you need crit damage, they're both very good options. And then last but not least, if you're very early on in the game, these bows are actually kind of decent to use, honestly. I can't really fault them. So you're pretty much set even early on in the game, as long as you get any of these bows. Then artifacts. This is where it gets tricky because there are a lot of different options that you can go with, right? Right now I have her 2-piece Thundering Fury with the 2-piece Gladiators Finale. 2-piece Gladiator Thundering Fury increases the electro damage bonus. Some people may think, why not go for a 4-piece, because it increases overload and all of that kind of stuff. But that does not take into account when Fischl is off the field. Even if Oz is on the field and Fischl is not, it won't count. So it won't take into account this boost, this effect, right? So it's basically just wasted, because as a support, you're going to come in, use her elemental skill or burst, and then you're going to jump out. So this is basically void. The 4-piece is void, which is why the 2-piece is fan. And then you usually want to run the 2-piece with either a 2-piece Gladiators to get the increase in attack, or a 2-piece Noblesse to increase the burst damage. However, I think the best set for support build is actually the 4-piece Thunder Soother. So the 2-piece you don't really care about the electro resistance. However, the 4-piece increases the damage against opponents affected by electro by 35%. And I'm pretty sure that takes into account even when a character, or even when Fischl is not on the field, which means odds can be up almost all the time. There's like a very short window where he's not up, which is why opponents will usually be affected by electro for very long periods of time, which is why this 4-piece is amazing. However, if you do want to go for a main DPS, then your option is to probably go with a 2-piece Bloodstained with a 2-piece Pale Flame, because both of them increase your physical damage bonus by 25%. So for your support build, you want to go for attack on your Sands, electro damage bonus on your Gobbler, and then a crit rate or crit damage headpiece depending on what you need. And then for a main DPS build, you want to go again attack on the Sands, again crit rate or crit damage on the Circlet depending on what you need. And instead of an electro damage bonus cup, you want to go for a physical damage bonus cup. That's all that really changes. Then obviously, as per usual, crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, all of that stuff, no matter what the build, you always want to go for those for most support builds to get as much damage output as possible. Simple as it gets. Now here's where things get a little bit weird and a little bit controversial, because a lot of people will talk about the tenacity of the Millelith set, right? Because it is in fairness a piece that could work with Fischl and does work with Fischl, and a lot of people do use it on her. But depending on who you ask, some people will say it's great for her, some people say it's not good for her, and some people will say it's, you know, it depends on really the situation, the team that you have on her. And I do believe it is the last of the of all of those. It really depends on who you have in the team and whatnot. My take on it is tenacity of the Millelith set, I believe, is more useful to someone else in the party. I believe you almost always have someone in the party who can use tenacity of the Millelith more than Fischl can. And I also believe that Fischl is more useful on a different artifact set, like a 4-piece Thunder Soother or a 2-piece Thunder Ring with a 2-piece Noblesse / Gladiators, rather than her being on a 4-piece Tenacity, if that makes sense. Don't know if that made sense, but hopefully that made sense, right? Long story short, Tenacity should be used on someone else is what I think, and she should be run on something else. Constellations, a lot of people say you need to get her C1 to be able to use her as a main DPS. A lot of people say you need to get her C6 to be able to use her as a main DPS. My take on it is you can use C1. If you have a C1 Fischl, you're good to go as a main DPS for early game content until about maybe AR 35. Maybe you can push it to AR 40 if you build her really well. But as soon as you hit like AR 45, AR 60, you need to have a C6, because otherwise you're just not doing enough damage. To be fair, let me know in the comments if you do have a C1 and you're still like keeping up at AR 45, AR 50, because I could be wrong. So C1 basically lets Oz appear as a little ball next to you when you're using Fischl, and it basically does 20% of Fischl's attack as bonus damage. C2 makes it so when you use your elemental skill, there's a big burst and it does 200% attack, and the AoE is increased by 50%. C3 and C5 increase the levels of your elemental skill and elemental burst. C4 makes it so when you use your elemental burst, it does 222% of Fischl's attack as electro damage bonus, and when the skill ends, Fischl regenerates 20% of her health. And last but not least, C6 makes it so Oz is on the field for 2 seconds longer, plus 30% of Fischl's attack is done as electro damage when Oz is on the field, even when you're using a different character. And then talents, if you want a support build, you go with your elemental skill of Knight Rider first, then you focus on Midnight Phantasmagoria being her burst, and then you can worry about her normal attack, because you don't really care about that. However, if you're going to go on main DPS, then you want normal attack, then Knight Rider, then Midnight Phantasmagoria, because, you know, you're going to use your normal attack a lot more as a main DPS. That's the build. That's really the build. That's basically all you really need to know. Like I said, Fischl is a bit techie because, you know, there's a lot to go into it and there's a lot of controversy. Yeah, like I said, it gets a little controversial with, you know, what constellations she needs to be and what artifact sets you need to use, which is why it can get a little confusing. Try to do as much research as possible, taking a lot of different people's opinions over like YouTube videos, over like Reddit posts and stuff like that, to see what the general consensus is. And yeah, I came up with my own conclusion. This is my own opinion. Let me know your opinions on what constellation you think she needs to be, what artifact sets you think she should be run on, and let me know if I was wrong, if I was right, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Smash the thumbs up, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Also, I have started streaming over at twitch.tv/TheAI_Ads. It's always in the description of all of my videos, and it's also on my channel linked pages, whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm basically streaming my free-to-play account, because I have a free-to-play account, and I actually have a Zhongli on there, completely free-to-play, with like a Rosaria and some other characters I forget. Yeah, head over there, come watch me stream if you just want to chill, relax, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, peace.